use intercepts from your book, 5,2, pages 263 to 268. This presentation is by Nicole, Allie, Marcus Liu, and Jeremy Wang. You are probably thinking, why must I learn this? When am I going to use it in my daily life? Well, right now you might not use it, but in the future you will. For example, drivers use intercepts to determine the time from one place to another. Another is that divers use intercepts to determine the amount of time it will take to get back to the surface from the bottom of the ocean. You see, it is important to know intercepts. And anyways, it's easy to learn with my teaching you. By the way, my name is Bob. Well, it really is quite simple. You will need to know how to find intercepts on a graph. Also, you will need to know how to get ordered pairs from a function. Not to mention, you will find out how to graph linear equations by the use of intercepts. You will find out that it is not that hard and quite simple. And you will need a great teacher like me. First, we will be learning how to find intercept on a graph. But first, we must know what an intercept is and what a graph is. One type of graph that we will be using in this section is one with an x and a y-axis. The x-axis is horizontal, compared to the y-axis, which is vertical. The graph has arrows either coming from all sides or on the top of the y-axis and the right of the x-axis. Here is a picture of a graph that we will be using. An intercept is a point on a graph either on the x or the y-axis, meaning it will never not be on the x or y-axis. It will always intersect with either one of the axes. First, I will tell you how to find intercepts on a graph. Here is a graph. You see a point on the x-axis on 1, and on the y-axis you see a point on the 4. So the x and y intercepts are 1 and 4. The x-axis goes first. Also, I forgot to mention that ordered pairs always have parentheses around them and a comma separating the two coordinates. Now we will be learning how to find ordered pairs by the use of a function. This is different than the way I will be showing you next. After this, here is an image of what it looks like. As you can see, with the function y equals 1000 to x, so you basically put the function on the bottom right and you put the x on the top left. First make the x equals 0, and then solve by making the x and the function into a 0. The answer should be the number y-axis, also known as the y-intercept. The answer to 0 being the x should be below the 0 on the graph, shown here. After that, pick numbers that are divisible by 1000 like 2, until you get to a number that makes the bottom into a 0. The number above the 0 is the x-intercept. Now it's time to graph. Here is the financial result. Now for the other part, graphing linear equations by using intercepts. First, you need an equation with an x and y in standard form, which is x plus by equals c. I already taught you one way to find intercepts from a function, but this is another way that seems easier to most people. Okay, first, in order to find the ordered pair from a function, you must make y into 0. The answer will be the x-intercept. In order to find the y-intercept, you must make x into 0. The answer will be the y-axis. Here is an image. Imagine how. Then you graph the two intercepts and put a straight line between the dots. You see, it's very easy to use intercepts. I learned all of my knowledge from my 8th grade math teacher, Mr. Kuola. He is so cool. This presentation is by Marcus Liu, Jeremy Wang, Allie Bartas, and Nicole Tran. Thank you for listening to my marvelous presentation on how to use intercepts. Session 5-2.